My name is Tamu, Kanyama, and I was born in March 5th, 1947. I have been involved with the black struggle for all of my adult life, and I consider myself a nationalist. And I'm very, very concerned about our people and where we're going from here, particularly, with young people. We were always taught or learned that we should always have something to protect ourselves with, and to always be aware that the oppressor, members of the group, would be saying things false, and so we kind of learn not to trust in the authorities, if you will, and be suspect of whatever they were saying, and make sure that we had our food. That was a biggie. We also then at a point reverted back to trying to raising our own food, but also storing food and making sure that we had things to take care of ourselves with in terms of medicines, going back to the natural herbs and things of that nature, and sharing that information with each other, and just kind of learning all that we could about that, and trying to stay safe and protect it and be in a position to ward off those forces that might be coming after us. One of the things that we always try and do is trying to educate our people. And so many of our people have not kept their eyes and their whole mannerism toward the situation that we're in. We kind of fell for the okie doke that everything is ours, that this is one big United States, and that everything is equal. I'm sure they don't think it's equal totally, but they think they seem to not really be focusing on how oppressive this system is. We want to focus on particular things and not the system as a whole, because that's what we're up against, is the system that has us by the throat. And we need to understand that there are elements in this society who are just like parasites, who will take advantage of us and in any situation. And it may be a natural, and it may be concocted by some forces, such as this virus. Whether it's natural or not, there are some forces who will and are going to profit from it. They're going to take advantage of it economically and politically. So we have to be sensitive to that, but we need to understand it and recognize that everything that comes out of the mouths of those so-called leaders is not for us, is not for our benefit. A lot of it is for our detriment, and for them to continue to exploit us even further. Many of them are going to take a position that this is a good time to profit economically and politically more than they are now, or than they were originally. When you are in the crisis, that's one thing, and then you got to learn from this crisis what when we get through this, what to do in preparation for the oncoming agenda that may be happening later. Because when you're in the fight at that time, what you need to do is survive, and you've got to do the things to maintain your health and survival. And by that, of course, again, whether it's concocted or natural, we need to stay safe from it. We need to do all the things that we've heard that we need to do to protect ourselves from getting such illnesses, such diseases. and again, that's dealing with the herbal medicines and making sure that we do things to keep our health and strength up while we go through this crisis. And we need to follow up on it by strengthening our particular health conditions overall, which is very difficult in some situations because, again, in this country, in a capitalist situation, to sometimes to be healthy, requires more money than some of our people possess. But that has to be a top shelf priority to get our health in check. I'm pretty much staying in the house. I go out when I have to, but I also, I get on the chats with, town hall meetings and whatever that our people are putting out on the internet, and try and take part in those and see what we're saying and try and participate and add whatever I might have to add to what's being said, and also to take the advice of some of the authorities on that. So that's been interesting. So yeah, pretty much just being healthy, just trying to stay healthy myself and contributing where I can. Knowing that, there's so many different theories going around of what might or might not be. I'm listening to them, I'm reading them and digesting them and all that, but again, I don't have proof for any of the information that's going around, considering mostly that this thing was concocted. I don't know. Again, my position is that's not here nor there. If it's because in my mind it's real, whether it was concocted or if it was a natural occurrence. But we need to do what we can do to stay away from it. And it just, very painful to see if those numbers are correct, to see how many of our people are being affected by this. It's very painful to see that. And so, again, that just teaches me, not teaches me, but let me know again, reinforces what we already know of how so many things have hit us. And again, part of it is going back to the health condition. Part of it is just not being aware, and we need to stay knowledgeable about everything that's going on, everything, and just not take anything for granted. Like this is one big melting pot. But when it all boils down, we're kind of at the bottom. So we need to really sharpen our skills and learning more and being aware of where we are and, how things are affecting us. The 1%, they call them, of the world's richest people who have a desire to control the world through technology and what have you. And a lot of times people try to control you with fear. So, and of course, people are very fearful right now. And, so we have to, balance that fear out and being knowledgeable and keep focus on ourselves and trying to make ourselves get through this and not succumb to the fear. And again, we don't really trust the so-called authorities because we know that they've duped us many times before. And again, just keep ourselves. We have to address our health issues vigorously, and what we eat, and just taking better care of ourselves. I'm thinking that the fear is natural. What has occurred. Because like you said, with so many of our people being affected, of course we would be fearful, but we cannot succumb to that and just let it freak us out. We've got to be strong and forward go forward with understanding who this country, this world, how 1% of people trying to control everybody, and a lot of times, if we stay focused on health and just doing the best that we can do for ourselves to keep ourselves in health and to keep ourselves abreast of what is going on, and understanding that some of these theories that are going on or being passed around may or may not be real, but we've got to maintain a level of balance by looking at, it's fearful. Our people are dying. What can we do to keep ourselves safe, to keep our people, as those that we are in contact with, to keep us as safe as we can physically, and understand that this is war, and that we have been under attack forever since we've been in this country, and not let our guards down to think that this is just one big happy family.